And welcome back, and it is the 28th of April, further Maths 5 a day, and let's just jump straight to the first one, if it will let me do it. There we go. Okay, what did we have? So we have a simplify. Now, if you watch my other videos, you will have heard me say this before. The fact it's a question in an exam means it will simplify. Typically, I've never seen a question where it won't. Moreover, I know something on the top is probably going to simplify with something on the bottom, so therefore I can do the easiest one, which will help me with a harder one. So I'm expecting to see a 3x plus 4 on the top somewhere, and when I factorise the thing on the top left, I'm expecting to see that somewhere else. So let's do it and I'll show you what I mean slightly better. So if I get my pen ready, so the first one is a difference of two squares. So I can write this as 3x minus 4, and actually already you can see a 3x plus 4 appear on the bottom. I'm going to write it all in one go. So I'm going to get rid of the times and make it into one big fraction. Now, x squared minus 2x minus 35. 35 is 7 times 5. So therefore, I know it's going to be x minus 7, x plus 5. And again, just a bit of experience tells me where this is going. I've got an x plus 5 on the bottom. And then I've got the 3x plus 4, which I spoke about originally. And now I would expect some things to cancel here. And indeed they do. So I can see my 3x plus 4s cancel. I can see my x plus 5s cancel. So actually that just leaves me with the two brackets, doesn't it? That just leaves me with 3x minus 4 and x minus 7. Nice question. Could be a GCSE question, but equally good, nice question. Next question. Now we've seen a few of these recently. So again, usual process. Now it's a declining curve. It's an exponential decay. Doesn't really change how I'm going to do it, but it's just worth thinking, keeping that in the back of your mind. It gives me 2 points, so I can set up equations. So I know the general format is y is equal to ab minus x. So when I put in this one here, which is a on the diagram, I get that 648, not a nice number, but it will fall out somewhere probably, is equal to a that I don't know times b that I don't know to the power of minus 4, which is 4. That's going to be my equation 1. Similarly, when I put point b in, well, that's going to tell me that 72 is equal to a that I don't know, b that I don't know, to the power of minus 2, which is going to be 2, which is my equation 2. Now, I'm then going to divide these two equations, because if I divide them, it gets rid of the a, basically cancels out the a. Now, I'm hoping, because I know that b4 divided by b squared is b squared, that 648 divided by 72 is a square number, and indeed it is. It's exactly 9. It just means I've got some nice round numbers. So my a's cancel, and that just leaves me with b squared, which means that b is equal to, now the square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. But remember it says up here that b is greater than 0. So therefore b is just equal to 3. Okay, now I know what b is. I can either use equation 1 or equation 2 to work out a. So let's use equation 1. So 648 is equal to a that I don't know times b that I now do know, which is 3 to the power of 4, which means that a equals 648 divided by 81. Again, it doesn't need to be a whole number, but it'd be nice if it is. So 648 divided by 81 gives me exactly 8. What does it want me to do? So it's calculate the values of a and b. Well, I've done that, so let's write them out neatly for the examiner. So a equals 8 and b is equal to 3. And that is question done. Next question. Work out the nth term of the sequence. So this sequence, I notice, I'm going to say it's going up by 2, but it's not, is it? It's going up by 6. I thought it might be a geometric sequence. That's going up by 8, and that's going up by 10. So this feels quadratic, because that's up 2, and that's up 2, which means my second difference is 2, which means my a term of my quadratic nth term is going to be 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Now, for the first time you watch one of my videos, I do this slightly differently to how some teachers do it. So I don't do the let's learn 3a plus b method. What I do is I think about my sequence. I take out 1 lot of n squared, so whatever that number there is. So 1 lot of n squared, which is going to be 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. If I take that away, I've taken away the quadratic part. And that leaves me with 5, 5, 8, and 11. And the difference here is 3, and the difference here is 3, because the nth term here is 3n plus 2, which means, what do I need to do? I need to work out the nth term of the sequence. Well, the nth term of the sequence is the 1 from here, so n squared plus 3n plus 2. In other words, I'm going to add the linear bit to the quadratic bit I first worked out. Next and final question today. It's been quite good today, hasn't it? Given that an to n to b is 2 to 5, find the coordinates of n. Now, the first thing I'm going to need to do is work out the vector that gets me from a to b. So to get from a to b, my x values go from minus 8 to 13, which is an increase of 21. And my b values go from 9 to minus 47, which is a decrease of minus 56. Now what I'd notice is these sum to make 7. So in other words, this is 2/7 and this is 5/7, because that's the vector here to go from A to B. The vector to go from A to N is going to be 2/7 of 21 and minus 56. Now, slight aside, because both these numbers divide by 7, that means these are nice numbers, which makes me feel a little bit better than probably doing the right thing. Not definite, but probably. So it means that A to N is equal to, well, 21 divided by 7 is 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 56 divided by 7 is 8 and times 2 is 16. So the vector, now this is important because it's not the point N, it's the vector to get to, from A to N is 6 minus 16. Now if I start at A, so A is minus 8, 9. And if I add on 6 and if I take away 16, I must get to the point N. So that's my N. So N is equal to, well, minus 8 plus 6 is minus 2. And 9 minus 16 is minus 7. So therefore my point N is minus 2 minus 7. Now there's a few ways of doing this. I much prefer the vector way. Helps you a lot more with A leveling, sort of get your head around that. Either way, as ever, decent mix of questions today. Really enjoyed today. Let me know how it went for you. Do like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.